Our overall goals for our firm from an IT perspective is to make sure that our attorneys have easy, secure access to all of their client documents, that they can pull up whatever they need when they need it, no matter where they are. My name is Melvin Evans. I'm the Director of Information Technology for the law firm Arendall Harrison Sale. Our firm is about 96 attorneys, about 200 people total. We're based out of Mobile, Alabama. As the firm started to grow and we started to expand, we knew that we were going to have to make some changes to the way we were doing things. So we came up with a master plan to, become matter-centric, move all of our data into iManage Work 10 in the cloud, and to get our users all using the product the same way. And we were about 80% through the project when the pandemic hit. So we, trudged forward, kept working on it. iManage was right there to support us every step of the way and help us get ourselves transitioned. And at the same time of moving to the cloud, we also moved to being matter-centric. So we accomplished a lot at once, but it worked out really well. The pandemic brought about a lot of change for our firm. Like I said, we're a small firm, but we have 8 offices. We have 4 in the Panhandle of Florida and 4 in Alabama. And when the pandemic hit, when we instantly started transitioning users to working remote, we had to make sure that productivity didn't suffer, that people were able to get their job done and do as much as they possibly could to keep the firm moving forward. We were able to accomplish that by having everyone set up, operating the same, storing their documents the same way, pulling their information up the same way, following the same best practices that we had put in place when we first set it up. And it didn't matter at that time where anyone was working from. It made everybody's productivity level go up. It made everyone's job easier. It made it easier for them to find what they needed and get to it quickly and do what they needed to do with it. Where before, when every attorney was storing their documents in their own way with their own structure and their own setup, people were having trouble finding what they needed. So they were wasting more time looking for the documents than they were actually working on the documents. One of the first things that we could tell that people were looking for and needed was a better way to collaborate with the clients, because not only were we remote at the time, our clients were remote as well. So things like iManage Share became very, very important. Things like iManage Drive become even more critical now, because we don't know where our clients are at that time. We didn't know who was working where. We didn't know if they were home, in the office, remote. And so we had to transition how we were communicating with them. The one thing that happened during the pandemic, conference rooms sat empty for months. And so that meant that if the work was to continue, we had to make sure that they could continue engaging and collaborating with their clients, and that was the way we were able to do so, by using some of the other iManage tools. The user satisfaction part just kind of came to us. We were already talking about how were we going to gauge it, how were we going to be able to tell how successful we were, and we were being overwhelmed with positive feedback, positive results. We could see that the number of help desk calls had been reduced. We could see that we were having fewer and fewer problems with people trying to locate a document or thinking that it had been accidentally deleted when it really had not been. So a lot of things improved overall just with the changes that we made. I think what's going to be most important for our attorneys and our firm going forward with iManage is that we are going to have to start thinking outside the box on how we engage with our clients. We're going to have to start thinking more about what's going to make it easier on the client to share information with us, to send us information, to be able to collaborate on that information. So everything that we do going forward has got to be of the mindset that our lives become easier for our clients as well as ourselves. And so we want to always make sure we're using tools that are going to make it easier for them to help us take care of them.